Universitas Maritim Raja Ali Haji Tanjung Pinang. Di sini saya akan menjelaskan tentang Chapter 5 Non-Verbal Communication. Communication is the transfer of information from one person to another. In other words, we can say communication as the exchange of ideas, information, knowledge between two or more people. There are three major types of communication, namely 1. Visual, 2. Verbal or dialogue, 3. Non-verbal communication. Non-verbal communication can be divided into parts, namely 1. Body language, 2. Eye contact, 3. Touch, 4. Body distance, 5. Paralanguage, and 6. Turn talking. A body language. Body language can be defined as the conscious and unconscious movement and pictures by which attitudes and feelings are communicated. It with both ways. 1. Your own body language reveals your feeling and meaning to others, and 2. Other people's body language reveals their feeling and meaning to you. Body language and more technically the study of body language is also known as kinesis, which is derived from the Greek word kines, meaning motion. It includes body movement, body position, facial experience, as well as dress. 1. Body movement. One of the most frequently observed but less understood cue is a hand movement. Most people use hand movement regularly when talking. It can indicate a particular meaning, feeling, or intention. The same gesture can mean different things to people from different cultures. Nodding hand means yes or understanding in many countries. In other places, as Scandinavia, nodding heads mean no. One of the most frequently observed but less understood cue is a hand movement. Most people use hand movements regularly when talking. It can indicate a particular meaning, feeling, or intention. Okay, gesture. When you pull your index finger on your thumb in America and England, it means everything is well or good. In Latin America, Germany, Middle East, and France, it is a sign or insult. Thumbs up. In America or Europe, it's a sign or approval of hiking. In America, when a person stands near the road and uses things in means she wants to take a free ride in your car, so you will stop and pick up the person. But in rain, police defines people not to pay attention to signs like this. In Asia and Islamic countries, it is considered rude. Thumbs down. It generally indicates the something is bad or not expert. It received the thumbs down has entered the English language as an expression to indicate that something has failed. V gesture. With the palm pulsing forward, this gesture is seen as positive and meaning victory. With the palm facing inward, this gesture in Japan is seen as negative or insulting. Twisting fingers. Generally, this means wishing for good luck or fortune. Another interpretation could be seen as here hopping. As such, vulnerability crossing the finger when telling a lie somewhat of the evil on the lie. Your fingers in a hidden or secret way of making the Christian sign of the cross a surefire way of defeating demons. As a gesture, it is had both positive and negative symbols like or less. Crooked finger. In today's Western society, the crooked finger it is seen as a somewhat impolite hand gesture, almost exclusively a superior to subordinate or senior junior parent to child. Hand gesture it is our arrogance about it. It is also used for summoning a waiter and in some countries it is used exclusively for calling over a prostitute. Philippines. 2. Body position. The German upright position indicates the seriousness. Meanwhile, the brain's relaxing posture in the chair indicates his wish to diffuse the situation. In some cultures, travelers should be careful to avoid certain part of their body. In Arab culture, of example, the sole of the foot in considered dirty and should never be shown, so one can adopt the local custom of sitting on the floor. For instance, has to take care to avoid tongue teeth. 3. Facial expression. Researchers have discovered that certain facial arrival or emotional state features that alter this means that as the receiver of message. We can rely heavily on the facial expression of the sender because his expression are a better indicator of the meaning behind the message than his word. Facial expression continually can during interaction and are monitored constantly by the recipient. The meaning of this expression may be similar across cultures such as A. Eyes, B. Mouth, C. Head, D. Arms, and A. Hands. 4. Dress. Our clothing is a part of our cultural identity. Even the way people dress for business differs widely across culture. Wearing formal clothes in all the world means person is going to an interview, workplace celebration, or a place where some high-ranking people are present. Wearing informal clothes in all over the world means that the person is going to a friendly party, barbecue, or an informal place. What do you think is happening here? Business from Central Europe wearing a sport jacket and tee, arriving for a meeting in London with his British counterpart wearing a suit to the greeting with the word, "Did the airline lose your language?" And B. Eye contact. Eye contact is the meeting of the eye between two individuals in whom eye contact in form of non-verbal communication and has a learned influence on social behavior. What do you think is happening here? 1. A British experience living in Germany complains about being started at the underground train. This stare me stare in the face as if life come from another planet. And two, as manager reform problems with Japan's staff, I asked them how the project was going, and of course, not much has been done. I was I was surprised when they didn't even look me in the eye. See touch. Touch is culturally determined, but each culture has a clear concept of what part of the body one may not touch. Basic message of touch is to affect or control, protect, support, disapprove, hug, kiss, hit, kick. What do you think is happening here? An American Malguez into a conference store recently taken over by new Korean immigrants. He gave us bill for his first to Moscow how insecure and wait for his change. He is upset when his change is put down on the counter in front of him. B. Body distance or space. Proxemic or personal space is defined as or the study of the amount of space that people find comfortable between themselves and others. People are usually more comfortable standing closer to family members than to strangers. The study of the way that people use physical space to convey message in all permits look at figure besides. A. Intonation, present, and tone voice vary widely in different cultures, but is one culture sound like a historical argument, in another culture will be considered to be the norm for a reasonable argument. The branch manager came to wrong conclusion about the tone of the conversation when the sound of people speaking in Polish with a very different intonation partner in English. Turn talking. In normal derivative of conversation, speakers do not speak all the time to wait for their turn, but how do people go about allocating turn to each other timeless? This is a mechanism of turn talking. On the one hand, there are natural breaks in every conversation. A speaker has to pause for bed or rounds of things to say or simply declares of his or her contribution to the business. What do you think is happening here? Research looking into intellectual communication asked an Italian and Japanese to find out particular information from each other. The interview teams party after the confession. The Italian said he seemed like a nice guy, but they never really said anything. And the Japanese said he was very friendly, but they never gave me to seek. The way that talking word in conversion, and the role of slang different between cultures. In some it is acceptable and even desirable to improve. Where is some other? It is normal to wait for your partner to finish speaking before making your point. In some culture abroad, silence is accepted as the norm. Oke, sekian dari saya. Mohon maaf bila ada kesalahan dalam penyampaian. Saya akhiri dengan wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.